kids, and welcome back. We're glad, hopefully you're all here and you had a great start to your school year, your fall school year. And that's what made me think about doing our fall sky. So today we'll be working on constellations, but before we start there, I want to explain to you a little bit of what's happening in our sky. It's called the fall equinox. This is going to happen on September 22nd, and what that means is, here's our Earth, the equator, which is that imaginary line that separates the north and the south. Now what's going to happen on that day, and it only happens 2 times in the year, in the fall and the spring, the sun is going to be exactly in the middle of the equator. So on this day, you will have the exact amount of daylight as you will night. It'll be kind of fun for you to even try to time it, or watch the news, or look into it. So after this point, the Earth is going to be able to starting to tilt away from the sun, and that is why we'll have less daylight each day, and the nights will get longer, and it will get colder because the Earth is turning away from the sun. So I just wanted to point that out to you. So, which means our constellations will start to change. And right here, you're going to have the names of the constellations we're going to work on. We probably won't do all of them because it takes a while. But here's the number of beads, and the beads will represent the stars that you actually see in the sky. There's more stars there, but we don't see them all. And then the pipe cleaners will represent the shape, the number of pipe cleaners that you'll need to make the shape. Here's your schedule of the days and the evenings that you should be able to possibly see those constellations if it is a clear night. So kind of keep your eye on what's happening in the sky. These are some phenomenal books that we have in our library, you guys. I'm going to encourage you to come check it out. This one to me was the bomb. I loved it. Because what you do is we can't do it here, but you hold it up into a light for about 10 seconds and then go into a dark room. And you will, truly, I've done it, you will see those constellations that you're going to make. So check these books out. This one is the glow-in-the-dark constellation. So you all have your packets. It should be beads, pipe cleaners, the labels for your poster, which when you're done it can look like this, however you want it to be, and decorate it up. And then at the very back I did put a astronomy puzzle in, so if you finish that word puzzle and then you post it, come on in and we will give you a prize. So you all have your packets in your bags. And what I did for time's sake, you guys, I've got my poster all set up. You could use a different type of poster if you want. If you look up there, you might wonder, where did the stars get their names? Well, it's kind of interesting. Each one has some history or facts behind it. And a lot of the names came from the Greeks. And as you get older in school, you're going to be learning about Greek mythology. But that was at least my goodness, we're in the 21st century, and a lot of these were identified in the 2nd century, so that is a really long time. So anyways, the first one we're going to make, the other thing I wanted to point out to you, in your packet you're going to have a star map. And this is to guide you, to help you with your shape. And it's not real hard. Have fun with it, you guys. Remember, science is all about exploring. So I'm going to work on Aries. And Aries is said to look like a bit of a ram's leg. It's a mid-sized constellation, and it's made up of 4 stars. So I'm going to take my 4 beads, and I'm just going to put them on here. Go ahead and just put them right on. And when you get them on, what I'm going to do at the very end, I'm going to bend the end of the pipe cleaner and twist it so at least that one stays on there. Now the other ones, as you work your way down, you go with the shape. It's kind of a straight, take your fingers and straighten it out. Then you're going to see a little bit of a bend, like a ram's hoof. So I'm going to make a slight little bend here, and then I'm going to place my other bead there. I'm going to take this last bead so they don't fall off, and I'm going to twist the end, just like this. So it stays on there, and this will be my end bead. There we go. So then what you can do is just shape it with your hands. And again, it's not going to always be perfect, but you're getting the idea of the shape. The whole point of this is so you begin to recognize the constellations. This is Aries, so I'm going to put it right here on my poster. The next one I'm going to work on is Cepheus. Now, Cepheus is a very interesting constellation. It's made of 5 stars. This is to be, the one way to recognize this one, it's kind of easy, is it looks like a house. So I kind of started this one. So you take your pieces. I took 2 pipe cleaners and I attached them. And all I'm going to do is take my hand to get that this shape of your star map. And you know what I got to do though? I got to take it apart because I didn't put my beads on. There we go. So I'm going to take and put my beads on first. So get them on. It doesn't matter where you put them when you first start, because all you're trying to do is make the shape, and then look at your star map, and then you can put them in the right place. Get it fastened together, and then I'm going to take the end and twist it. Okay? Now if you look at your map, you're going to have one at the top, one at this point, and then you bring them around. Here's kind of the bend there. And then up here. So now I've started to make the shape of my house. You need your fingers. This one I had already started, so it's a little bent, so I might have to straighten it. So this one is called Cepheus. This one right here is named after an Ethiopian king by the Greeks again, and it's considered to be like his crown, and it's made of 5 major stars that you would see in the sky. So I will go ahead and put it up here, and they may overlap a little bit because our poster's little. The next one, I think you guys have heard of this. It is called the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper. And the cool thing about the dippers is these guys, the name is Ursa Major for the Big Dipper, and they actually kind of look like a ladle. But the story goes that there was a person in mythology, in the Greek history, or Greek mythology, that she had done some deceitful things and they turned her into a bear. So Ursa Major means great bear. So I take my 2 pipe cleaners, put them together, and then I'm going to get all of my beads on there. Maybe not all of them. Because as we look at it, it's made of 7 major stars. So if you look at it, what I'm going to do, I've got my piece together. I'm going to put only 4 on, and then I'm going to twist off my pipe cleaners there. So I'm going to get 4 beads on, and then I'm going to take it about right here, and I'm going to twist it. And then I'm going to make my shape of the ladle. So here's my 4 stars. Right there. And again, you're going to mess with it because it's a little different, you know. Pipe cleaners are kind of fun. And you can kind of take it, make it scoop down a little bit to make it look like a ladle. And then at the very end, I'm going to add the last 3 pipe cleaners. And last 3 beads. We are making Ursa Major. This is the Big Dipper. One thing about the Big Dipper is that in the spring it's high in the sky, and in the fall it's low. So high in spring, low in fall. It falls in the fall. So we have our Big Dipper right here, Ursa Major. And again, you can keep working with them. And then we're going to work on Ursa Minor. I'm only going to use 1 pipe cleaner and 7 beads. The thing with the small dipper, you don't maybe see all of the stars, but I'm going to put on my first 4, and I'm using 1 because I want it smaller. I want it to look smaller. So I got my beads on, and all I'm going to do now is tighten up this first one so I have enough for that last bead to stay on there. And I'm going to bring it around and tighten it up. Okay, And you're gonna make your smaller shape. And I've got my 4 beads right there, just to point out the 4 stars in the smaller ladle of the Small Dipper. The one thing about the Small Dipper is you're gonna find one of the brightest stars in the sky. You guys might already even know it. It's called Polaris, and that's the North Star. And at the very, very, very end of the Small Dipper is Polaris. So I'm gonna take my big bead, and you can twist it around there. I actually ended up taping it on, or I did give you a star, so you could tape it onto your poster, but it's a little difficult with this bead. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use 3 beads for this little dipper at the end, and then I'm gonna connect it to my poster, but the very end of the Small Dipper is the North Star. So what I want to do is, we've gotten started, you guys. One of my favorite ones is Cassiopeia. It looks like a W, and the way I'm going to show you that one is this. You can take a pencil, you can let me do that. Here's your star map, and if you want to do a little show, a light show, just make that shape on your black paper, poke holes in it with a pencil, and then what you can do is you can literally hold it up, and you'll see in your room that you will have the lights in the dark. You can see those holes, which is actually the shape of that constellation. There are other ones that you guys can work on your own. We want you to have fun with it, enjoy it. Again, there's 3 different things going on. Post your posters and your puzzle. Check the sky for the constellations. When you get your puzzle done, put it back onto, post it on the comments section on our page. And also, when you get that done, we'll come in for a prize. And then look this Friday for next week's fall activity. So I hope you had a good time. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.